Hello, and welcome to the SAP HANA Academy. My name is Tom, and in this series of videos, we'll be looking at SAP S/4HANA. In this particular series, we'll be showing you how to extend SAP S/4HANA with external data. In this fifth part of the series, we'll show you how to create a view in SAP HANA. The final result will be a SAP S/4HANA OData service, which combines existing SAP S/4HANA data with the new external data. Please note that this video shows certain features in the SAP HANA database. These certain features in the SAP HANA database require specific licenses, even if you are using SAP S/4HANA. If you are using your own SAP S/4HANA system and are not using the SAP S/4HANA trial, then please see your account executive or partner manager to see if you are licensed to use these SAP HANA features. SAP HANA Smart Data Access, creating a virtual table in SAP HANA, and creating a calculation view in SAP HANA. In the previous videos, Bob showed you how to use SAP HANA Smart Data Integration to create virtual tables, which are essentially views to data that exist in external systems. He showed you two options, one where the data is on a Hadoop system and another where the external data is a CSV file on a Windows machine. In order to access this external data in CDS, the next step is to create a SAP HANA view. This SAP HANA view will be consumed in a later video using an external view in the ABAP data dictionary. For these next tasks, we need to be in the SAP HANA developer perspective in Eclipse. I already have Eclipse open. To get to this, go to the Windows menu, click on Perspective, open Perspective, Other, and then scroll down until you see the SAP HANA Modeler, and select that. As the SHA user, open the SHA user connection that Bob created earlier. Now open the content folder and you'll see the SHA user package in that folder. This is the package that Bob created in an earlier video in the user creation script. Right-click on the new SHA user package and choose New Calculation View. This needs to be a calculation view in order to work with Smart Data Access. Name the new view SHA User CV. Keep all of the default values except change the data category from cube to dimension. Then click Finish. In this particular view, we'll only be adding dimensional data to enhance airport data, i.e., we won't be adding any facts or aggregated values to this new view. The next step is to add the virtual table that Bob created in an earlier video to our calculation view. In the System tab in the SHA User connection, open up the Catalog folder, then SHA User, and then open up the Tables folder. We should see two virtual tables. In the previous video, Bob had created two Smart Data Access connections. One is to a Hadoop system, and the other is to CSV file source. If you did not have access to a Hadoop system, then you may have completed Bob's Smart Data Access workflow using the CVS file located on your Windows machine. In our case, we're going to use the Hadoop virtual table. Click on the Hadoop table to select it, and then drag it into the projection node on the scenario. Make sure to put it into the Drop Element Here box. In the Details panel, we'll need to right-click on each of the fields that we want to add to the view. Right-click on the airport code field and choose to add it to the output. Follow the same procedure for airport lat, airport lawn, and airport service field. It is important to note that at this point, the data types in a SAP HANA calculation view may not, in all cases, be translated into ABAP data directionary types. One such example is the varchar data type, which SAP HANA views will assign to our text field coming in from our virtual table. If you click on the airport code field, you will see in the properties panel on the right that the data type is a varchar type. As of the time of the creation of this video, varchars cannot be used in external views in the ABAP data dictionary. We need to ensure that we can change this data type. One way of doing this is to create a calculated column for each field that is a varchar type. In the calculated column, we can change the data type to an end varchar, which will be converted later on when we create the external view in the ABAP dictionary. Also worth noting is that in our data example, all of the field names are in lowercase. This will cause issues later when we try to activate a CDS, which will consume the ABAP external view. To solve this particular issue, we need to name our calculated columns using all uppercase. If we right-click on either the airport lat or airport long, we will see that these fields are double types. We want to change the output of the SAP HANA view for these to decimal types so that they have the proper precision of decimals for GPS coordinates. Given the aforementioned points, we will want to create one new calculated column for each field that we wish to return in our view. To start, right-click on the Calculated Columns folder in the Output panel and choose New. Name this calculated column Air Port Code, ensuring again that the name is in all uppercase. Change the data type to nvarchar so that the data type is converted properly later on. And change the length to 3, as all of our airport codes are 3 letters. In the Elements panel, open up the Columns folder, and then drag the airport code field into the Expressions editor. Then click OK to save the calculated column. The next step is to create another new calculated column for the airport field. So right-click on Calculated Columns again in the Output panel and click New. Name this one Airport Lat. Again, using all uppercase letters. Change the data type from varchar to decimal. Change the length to 9 and the scale to 6 to match common formatting for both longitudes and latitudes. Again, open up the Columns folder in the Elements panel and drag Airport Lat field into the Expression editor, and then press OK. We're going to create one more calculated column, this time for airport longitude, following the same steps. So name it Airport Lon, varchar to decimal, length 9, scale 6, open up the columns, drag airport longitude into the expression editor, then click OK. If we open a browser and we paste an example into a browser tab, in our case service.ffa.gov/airport/status/JFK, which will be the service for JFK Airport, we can see the information that is typically being returned by these services if a full airport service does not exist for the airport code. Now, going back to the monitor, our final field is the airport service field, which contains the URL for an airport web service. So again, choose Calculated Column and New. Name this field Airport Service and assign this data type as nvarchar. Choose 70 as the length, as this will more than cover the maximum length of this field. Drag the airport service from the columns folder to the editor, and then press OK. We have one more step to do before saving and activating this view, and that is to hide the original fields from the output of the view. As mentioned previously, both the field names and field types can cause issues when we try to create the extended view in the ABAP directory or a CDS view based on that external view. To do this, click on Semantics and you'll see a column named Hidden. For each of the original lowercase name fields, check this option to hide the fields. So this will be the first 4. Now go ahead and press the Save and Activate button. Choose that you want to continue with this activation. And if all went well, in the job log, we'll see a message that the activation was successful. We can expand the job log. We can see the activation was indeed successful. In this video, we showed you how to create a SAP HANA calculation view off of an external table that Bob created earlier. That table was either off of a Hadoop system or using a local CSV file depending on which option you chose when following Bob's earlier videos. In the next video, we'll detail how to create an external view for our ABAP data dictionary, and that external view will be directly based on the SAP HANA calculation view that we just built.